Hello and welcome to Royal Telly. I am your host, Chloe. Today, we're diving headfirst into the recent controversy surrounding the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. You know, the one that's been making headlines and sparking heated debates across social media platforms? Yes, that's right. The storm that was stirred when Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex decided to attend Kris Jenner's 70th birthday celebration. Now, the outrage wasn't because they chose to attend a social event. No, it was because of a tiny detail that the tabloid media houses and their perennial online critics blew out of proportion. The detail, you ask? A poppy. A simple yet symbolic flower that carries deep meaning, especially around Remembrance Day. Prince Harry, our veteran, wore it, just as he always has. But Meghan, the critics loudly declared, did not. And just like that, a narrative of disrespect and indifference towards Remembrance Day traditions was spun. A narrative that conveniently overlooks the fact that the poppy is worn in the UK, not the US, where the event was held. But the story doesn't end there. Oh no, it takes an interesting turn. On Veterans Day in the US, which coincides with Remembrance Day in the UK, Meghan Sussex shared a tribute on Instagram. And let me tell you, it was quiet, profound, and utterly unassailable. It was a tribute that not only honored her husband's service, but also served as a masterclass in exposing the sheer absurdity of the previous criticism. As Jack Stooks, the royal commentator, rightly pointed out on GB News, Prince Harry, unlike most people in the royal family, has actually served in combat. He earned his uniform, his title, and his deep understanding of that poppy through a decade in the British Army. His choice to wear it was a sign of respect, not a calculated move to provoke or offend. But let's delve deeper into the events that transpired. The critics fixated on one thing: the poppy. It was a tiny symbol that sparked a firestorm of controversy. When Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex attended Kris Jenner's birthday celebration, all eyes were drawn to the small red flower worn by Harry, a symbol of remembrance and respect for fallen soldiers. Meghan, however, was not seen wearing one, and the critics were quick to pounce. This simple act of attending a birthday celebration instead of a formal Remembrance Day event was twisted into a narrative of indifference and disrespect. The critics were loud, their voices echoing through the halls of social media and tabloid news outlets. They painted a picture of a couple who cared more about the glitz and glamour of Hollywood than the solemnity of Remembrance Day. But let's take a moment to dissect this criticism. Prince Harry, a veteran himself, chose to wear the poppy, a clear sign of his respect and understanding of the significance of Remembrance Day. His decision to wear the poppy was not a calculated move for the cameras, but a personal act of remembrance. As for Meghan, the absence of a poppy on her attire became a target for the critics. They raised their voices, declaring her disrespectful. But was it really about the poppy, or was it about something else? Was it about the need to find fault, to criticize, to create a controversy where there was none? What the critics failed to understand is that remembrance is not about what you wear, but about what you feel in your heart. It's about honoring the sacrifices made by countless men and women in the line of duty. It's about understanding the true meaning of service and sacrifice, something that Prince Harry, as a veteran, knows all too well. This incident with the poppy, as trivial as it may seem, highlights the deep-seated bias and double standards faced by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. But what followed next was truly unexpected. They responded not with anger or frustration, but with grace, dignity, and a profound understanding of what service and remembrance truly mean. On Veterans Day, Meghan shared a tribute that silenced critics. This tribute wasn't a grand spectacle, but a thoughtful, deeply personal Instagram post. It was a message that echoed across the world, resonating with all who saw it. Meghan's tribute began with a powerful, unforgettable clip from 2013. The clip shows Prince Harry, known then as Captain Harry Wales, in the midst of a live interview in Afghanistan. Yet when an alarm sounds, he doesn't hesitate. He immediately cuts the interview short and runs toward his Apache helicopter. This wasn't a moment staged for the cameras. It was a raw, unfiltered display of commitment and service. Accompanying this striking scene was a heartwarming, recent image of Prince Harry and a veteran in Canada. Both were adorned with the symbolic poppy, a quiet testament to their shared understanding of service and sacrifice. And Meghan's caption, it wielded Harry's own profound words like a banner. Once served, always serving. This integrated, sincere message was more than just a loving tribute from a wife to her husband. It was a masterstroke, a poignant response to the tidal wave of criticism that had come before. It was a reminder that service isn't about spectacle, but about commitment and sacrifice. The royal commentator Jack Stooks, speaking on GB News, aptly noted that unlike many in the royal family, Prince Harry has served in combat. He's earned his uniform, his title, and his deep understanding of what that poppy represents through a decade in the British Army. Across the pond, American media outlets like People and InStyle hailed Meghan's post for its sincerity and as a reminder of real service, not ceremony. Yet in the UK, the narrative was quickly reframed as a strategy or a provocation. Meghan's post, shared on both Veterans Day and Remembrance Day, didn't need to shout to make its point. It simply coupled an authentic moment of Prince Harry's combat duty with his ongoing work through the Invictus Games and Archewell. This was a reminder that service for the Sussexes is a lived commitment. It doesn't hinge on protocol or palace approval, but on heart. Meghan's post was a powerful reminder of the real service and sacrifice. It was a truth that the tabloid media could not and cannot distort. The difference in media coverage was glaring. As we delve into this, let's consider how two different countries, the United States and the United Kingdom, perceived the same incident. In the United States, the narrative was quite different from the one spun by the British tabloids. Media outlets like People and InStyle were quick to highlight the sincerity and authenticity in Meghan's tribute. They recognized the post for what it was, a heartfelt homage from a wife to her husband, a poignant reminder of the true meaning of service, not just ceremony. They saw the poppy, the symbol of Remembrance Day, worn with pride and respect. Now, let's contrast this with the narrative in the UK. The British media, for the most part, chose to frame the story through a lens of strategy and provocation. They saw Meghan's post not as a simple tribute, but as a calculated move aimed at gaining public sympathy. They focused on the poppy, or rather, the supposed lack of it, and twisted it into a story of disrespect and indifference towards Remembrance Day traditions. The stark difference in media coverage raises some serious questions. Why was the same incident interpreted so differently in the two countries? Why did the British media choose to focus on the supposed controversies rather than the genuine sentiment behind the tribute? Why did they choose to overlook the fact that Prince Harry, unlike most of the royal family, has actually served in combat, earning his uniform, his title, and his deep understanding of that poppy through a decade in the British Army? The media, with its immense power to shape public opinion, played a significant role in shaping this narrative. They had the opportunity to highlight the true essence of service and remembrance as embodied by Prince Harry. Instead, they chose to focus on controversies and conflicts, overlooking the genuine sentiment behind the tribute. The media played a significant role in shaping the narrative, and it's time we recognize and question it. Because at the end of the day, who truly understands service and remembrance. It's not just about wearing a poppy. It's about living a life of service as the Sussexes continue to do. Service is a lived commitment for the Sussexes. This isn't just a catchy phrase. It's a truth that's been proven time and again by their actions. Take, for instance, the Invictus Games, an international adaptive multi-sport event for wounded, injured, and sick servicemen and women, both active duty and veterans. Prince Harry, inspired by a similar event in the United States, founded the Invictus Games in 2014. This wasn't a one-off event or a photo opportunity. It's an ongoing, dedicated commitment to supporting those who've served their countries, and it's a testament to Harry's enduring dedication to service. Then there's Archewell, named after their son Archie, and the Greek word archi, meaning source of action. The Sussexes' foundation aims to uplift and unite communities, local and global, online and offline, one act of compassion at a time. It's through Archewell that Meghan and Harry have continued their commitment to service, even after stepping back from their roles within the royal family. They've partnered with World Central Kitchen to build community relief centers around the world. They've launched a digital platform aimed at promoting kindness and compassion. And they've given grants to organizations doing vital work in areas like racial justice, mental health, and youth empowerment. In these actions, we see a clear, steadfast commitment to service, not just in word, but in deed. It's not about protocol or palace approval. It's about making a genuine, meaningful difference in the lives of others. It's about recognizing that service isn't confined to a uniform or a single act. It's an ongoing commitment, a way of life. So let's remember this the next time we see a tabloid headline or a social media post trying to twist the narrative. The Sussexes' commitment to service is evident in their actions, in their initiatives, in their consistent efforts to uplift and unite communities. Service is a lived commitment for the Sussexes, and that is a truth the tabloid media can never twist.